Trying to find a comfy spot and it just makes me sound like I'm having a really bad fart. Okay, here we go. Hello everyone, what's happening? You're here with me, Dave, on the Empire, and it is time for technology review. Today I am taking a look at the Sony A8F 55-inch 4K Android TV. Okay, let's just jump right in. The A8F is a Sony 4K panel. It is 55 inches. It comes in a 65-inch one as well, but we are looking at the 55-inch. It is a full 4K UHD panel. It supports HDR10 and it has the Android operating system sitting underneath it in the telly's guts. It is also designed for some of these slightly more audiophile people amongst us, in that the screen itself is actually part of the speaker. It's almost like a flat panel membrane speaker. It's got a chunky subwoofer sitting just behind the panel, which hopefully in some B-roll you'll see there is a little bit of a shame, because the screen itself is an OLED panel which is like this thick. It's really thin, and then they sort of stack on this sort of speaker chunk about 1/3 of the way down, and it becomes quite a bulky unit after that. But it's not a big deal, particularly because the sound quality is undeniably the best I have ever heard on a TV. The screen itself is a OLED, organic light emitting diode 4K panel. It's got the Bravia engine on it, and it has a range of different modes depending on what you're doing. It has sports modes, it has photo modes, it has game modes. All of it is available through the action menu, which is one of the buttons on the remote here. It doesn't you don't push it, and it doesn't just like cut to an action scene, which is a shame. I did try that, but it didn't work. Dad joke. And yeah, it's a good panel. I have been quite impressed with the brightness and clarity of it. It's not quite as good as the Samsung vertically aligned QLED panel that we trialed recently, but that being said, you will only notice the difference in rooms that are extremely well lit. And by that I mean rooms that have an awful lot of natural light. Unfortunately, my room is one such room, because basically 2 entire walls are glass, and so during the afternoon particularly, it's very bright in here. Sound. As I mentioned at the very start of this review, this is one of the strongest audio setups for any TV I have ever listened to, and I really do mean that. The fact that the entire screen is like a membrane style speaker gives the sort of the mids and the higher sound regions quite a lot of depth and character, which is really interesting actually, because with a lot of TVs, speakers are almost afterthoughts. They fire backwards, they are small, they're at the bottom of the TV, they're not going to do a lot. This just goes, nope, the whole panel, you get it all. If you're sitting in front of the television, it can actually be quite loud and again, surprisingly full of character. At the back of the unit itself, there is an integrated subwoofer, which is again, surprisingly robust. It gave me like pause for thought when I cranked the volume up to about 65–70% and put on some music through the integrated Google Play Music app. Yeah, you know, opening bars to Fleetwood Mac's The Chain, and then like the breakdown halfway through it, it was pretty loud and it was clear. It wasn't loud and distorted and grainy and like a pain. It was nice and vibrant, and it was a pleasure to listen to. And if I didn't know better, I would almost have suggested that it did actually have some sort of wholly separate sound system driving it, but it's not. It's all part of the panel, and it really is one of the undeniable strengths of this screen. Something that I'm not a fan of is the remote. Now, it's got a rubberized finish on it at the top here. It has many buttons that do many things, but it's slow, and it's painfully slow to use. It's you push a button, you wait, you think nothing's happened, you're about to push it again, and then the TV kicks into life. It's strange and a little frustrating, and sometimes you do have to push a button twice, and compared to recent TV experiences I've had, it just seems to be a little bit behind the curve, and that is a problem, because for a lot of users, this is going to be the primary mechanism for how they interact with the television. Now, it's an Android TV, and because it's an Android TV, that means that it supports other ways of interacting with it. For example, you can synchronize an Xbox One controller and you can use this to control the TV via Bluetooth. You can get a companion app on your phone that will allow you to interact with the TV. And when you do that, it is faster than using this, which almost seems a little bit backwards, but it is. So this is a problem for me, and it seems to be something that is a shame, because I don't think it should be a problem in a 2018 TV. Smart TVs. So this is an Android powered TV. Now, this is the first Android TV I've ever had to play with, and there are some things I do like about it and there are some things that I don't like about it. The fact is that I've integrated Android into most parts of my life. I'm an Android user. I have, Android phone, Android tablet. I subscribe to Google Play Music. I use a lot of their services, which makes it really good for me, because you set it up, you sign in, you go through all of the processes that it asks you to, doing like, your 2FA and everything else like that. And then all of your apps are pretty much ready to use. Now, there's also a Sony Store app on this, which I'm not sure why it exists, because it has about 5 things on it and it's just confusing. Now, the Android apps that you can use on it are robust. You can get access to the Google Play Store, which means that you have a vast array of different apps and capabilities and things that you can look at and do. And so I'm just now using the controller to control my TV. Oh look, there's me. We'll go back, 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 back. And then look, here we are back at the main menu. Now, one thing that I do like, and this is a big deal for me because, the gaming, is that I got this app called Moonlight, which is a game streaming app, and it's connected to my computer across my network, and it allows me to look at and play games, stream PC video games via the television. No separate thing required, except for the controller. You do need a controller. I'm using an Xbox One. I imagine that PlayStation ones will work as well, but Xbox is the way to go for these. Pro tip. And then you pick your app, you do your thing, you push a button. It's establishing a connection, so it's streaming a video game from my PC, which is in a different room in the house, and it didn't work. Stink. Well, that was a little embarrassing, but we'll try it again. I'll try the other Forza game. Hey, look, that did work. So there's my PC desktop. And it's just going, oh, hey man, yeah, you've got a thing going on here, and you can have audio, and you can do all that good stuff here. And it does leave a little mouse cursor in the middle of the screen, which is vaguely annoying. Ooh. The audio is very good. Yeah. So yeah, I can do all that. So the audio at 25% is enough to fill a 20 to 25 square meter living room. At 50%, it's awesome if you've got the place to yourself. At 75%, you'll probably start bleeding from the ears. It's really loud, but it's always very clear and it's always very good. And that's something I really like about this TV. My final thoughts on it are that it is good. They could really have done with sorting this out. But other than that, there's a lot to like about this TV, particularly if you're already an Android user. Depending on how clever you want to be, you can get this thing set up in a way that will really complement that part of your life. The quality of the panel and the quality of the sound make it an excellent choice for general purpose viewing as well. Of course, it has New Zealand Freeview capabilities built into it, and it does all of your on-demand and all these other styles of digital television that you don't actually need an antenna connection to be able to enjoy. It is a very capable offering in the TV market. I would say that this goes way beyond the midstream and the mid-range, and it's probably not that far off a lot of the Samsung panels that you would pay a little bit more for. So I will say that the Samsung operating system, the Tizen operating system, and the Samsung remote, however, are a lot stronger. And seeing as that's how you interact with the television 99 times out of 100, for some users that could be more important than an incredible audio experience. If you're willing to give it a go though, and I have, because I've been playing with it for about the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks now, it's surprising how much you come to appreciate the picture quality and the audio quality. And once you're used to it, the Android interface is actually pretty decent. So for me, this one is I'm going to give this one a 7.6 out of 10. Again, it's not average, it is above average, but it is also somewhat let down by this fundamental piece of a television being one of the least enjoyable aspects of the television itself. I have no problems with the picture quality. I think that the audio quality is astounding, and I think that the app setup and the menus are somewhat confusing, but once you understand what you're doing and you know where you need to go to find things, it's okay. That may be harder for some users than others. So there you have it, 7.6 out of 10. It's a good TV. It is not the greatest TV. It is, however, very well placed for its price and size in the New Zealand market. So if you were thinking about treating yourself to a new television in 2019 and Android and high picture quality and high audio quality were on your list and your budget was around $4,000, you could do far worse than the Sony A8F 55-inch 4K UHD panel. Thank you very much for checking out this video review here on The Empire. As always, I was your technology and gaming guy, Dave. Do hang around, check out some of our other videos. We have laptops, we have other televisions, we have cool and interesting help guides on how to do stuff like stream video games through Android devices. And of course, we have video game reviews up the yin-yang, all of them or most of them featuring me. And let's be honest, that's at least 20% of why you tuned in. So thank you very much for checking this out, and if this is the end of your time with us here on The Empire, then thank you very much, and I will see you